Man, there's way too much exposure. Too much lighting. Yeah, how about that? You can see all the pores, all my insecurities on my face. Alrighty, what's up, y'all? We're gonna be talking about, what do you guys want to talk about? Who broke your heart? Who is bothering you? Let's talk about attraction, relationships, and how females think upon my experience with over hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of girls. I'm gonna teach you guys how they think. Probably I should be the last person that's gonna be telling advice on how to be, what's the word, successful when it comes to like dating. This is not my goal. Like, I'm not trying to like, I'm already telling you like on the spot. I'm not the person that you should be asking for like relationship advice, because like I just got through a divorce, and yeah, like let me tell you about like women, because like here's the thing, you can't just like overly generalize women, but like I'm a realist. I'm thinking like in terms of biology, of how women are built and what they're for, you know. Yeah, so like over the hundreds and hundreds of women that I've been with my whole entire life, maybe some of you guys are gonna be saying, I'm already rebuttaling like the future people that are gonna be like, maybe you're just attracting all the hoes. Here's the thing, I both dated the ones that pretend that they're the saints, but like in the end they all switched. Everybody flips, like even women flip like crazy, man. Like they're very inconsistent when it comes to things like that. I love them. I love women. Women are like the most beautiful thing that walk around on the faces of the planet. They're the ones that, like, you know, like in a testosterone filled environment, they're kind of like the ones that like balance it out. Just, I mean, like some women are not even women, they're a bunch of dudes, you know, like they want to like run businesses like us, they want to go lift weights like us. You know, like I'm not gonna be in a relationship with that. That's a freaking bro, you know, like it's a hoe bro. Let's see, yeah, women attraction. As we talk about like semen retention, automatically if you are like the most loaded man in there, because like you can tell if you're the most loaded man in there because it's exuberating all over your body, all over your face, your glow, your energy, your presence is just different. Women would automatically be drawn to you. That's just how it is. It's biology. Because women seek out into the world throughout their cycle, 30-day cycle. With that cycle, they are waiting or searching or just, you know, like, because most of the time women wait. They wait for, what do they wait for? Let me turn down this music a little bit. It's kind of like overpowering my face. They're looking for the man with the highest quality sperm. Okay, so as a man, logically, how do you become more attractive? It's just simply how it is. Going back to the animal world, you build the highest quality sperm that you have, so you have a chance of passing on your genetic codes into the far future, you know, because like it is what it is. Like we're built when it comes to survival, so like you create a better offspring, so now you have a good looking kid. your good looking kid is gonna attract a good looking kid of somebody else, and now you're gonna have a grandkid, and then your grandkid's gonna have grandkids, and so on and so forth. Only the survival of the fittest. Do you understand? So going back to that, like, how do you become more attractive? So if you actually look into the big future, you're irrelevant. You know, like once you pass on your genes, you kind of become irrelevant. So like the goal is to become relevant. How do you become relevant? By being immortal, by having as a man, you know, like, it is what it is. I'm sorry, ladies, but men, we age like fine wine. As time go by, we'll be fine. Women age like milk. Man, I'm gonna get so much shit about this. What I mean by that is just like, as sex market value, SMV, as men age, resources start going up. I mean, this doesn't apply to everybody, but like the men that have their shit together, as time go by, time is our most loyal friend, because as time go by, we acquire higher resources, higher quality life, higher quality experience, higher quality education, higher quality resources. Therefore, sex market value goes up. Get more money. Women, meanwhile, as day and like all those years go by, they become older and older and older. What happens is that men, they start seeking for somebody younger, prettier, more girly, more petite, and then the older ones are kind of like fading out. That's why they kind of become saltier. Or maybe like the cougars, you know, like they won't give up, you know, like some women actually, they peak when they reach their 40s, you know, hence the cougar ladies. Yeah, let's see, man, there's so much things I wanna say out loud. But men, we are the catch. Literally, we are the catch. You know, like, be hard to catch. Because in reality, if you look into the biology of the woman, what's inside of that vagina is a freaking World War III. You know, it's like, that's why they get angry when they're on their period and things like that. You know, it's a very hostile environment in there. You know, like, as sperm, like, it's ejaculated inside of a woman's vagina, like, only one sperm makes it into the extremely acidic environment of, like, you know, all the things that they have to go through, all the swimmers have to, like, go through in order to get to the egg. You know, you gotta have, like, the best swimmers, because, like, or you die, like, you don't make it. So being somebody that's like somebody that practices tantra, because as above so below, as within so without, the higher quality your semen is, it will manifest on your face, because like women can see it. It's like men are like the fruits. We are the fruit of a tree. Some men, they have no discipline. They like to pick the fruit even though it's still a seedling. You know, it still hasn't like blossomed into like a ripe fruit yet. Hence like the no fap community, things like that. Because like semen, it takes 30 to 45 days for it to mature. And then what happens is like we're living in a society where like the boys, there's no more men. You know, like the society, our world hungers for real men now. It's so rare just to see men that are over 30 to 60 to 90, like 5 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years of semen retention. Because it is what it is, you know, like if we're going to go back into like the ancient days, the apostles and all these men, you know, like you understand that you only ejaculate when you have the intention to create a life. So like all these priests, you know, like that's why do they have all this like keen knowledge of power and command presence is because the command communication, it's not about, as you know, how big the antenna is. It's about how far you can shoot your communication. You know what I mean? So it's all about preservation. It's all about keeping your shit tight, being sealed, like the Hoover Dam that you ain't cracking anytime soon. What happens is, like, you accumulate this thing that enough to swim and drown millions, like the Noah's Ark. You know what I mean? Like, that's a metaphor for being sealed, being intact within yourself. It doesn't matter if there's 40 days, 40 nights of rain, you're gonna float, because deep inside of you, like, you have life within you. All the pairs, because like that's a symbol of, like, you know, like the pair of, like, man and a woman, of like humans and like animals. It's a symbol for life. Like that ark, that body, you know, build the body. That body is filled with life. It's a metaphor for being intact, you know? Because, like, once there's a crack, that whole boat will sink. You understand? So that's how you stay afloat into a storm. Like any storm, any weather, you'll be okay. And the rest of the world that did not have the discipline dies. You know? And the ones that build the ark will be okay. Because, like, if you actually look into a human body, man or a woman, it takes 23 chromosomes, the woman, the mom, and then 23 chromosomes from the dad. So 23. Like Michael Jordan. You know? That's why there's that Kundalini awakening. You know, that Kundalini, which is the energy, is the symbol of the caduceus, of the staff. And there's the two snakes that climb up into the peak, into the ark of the covenant, into your claustrum. And then you got the two wings. It's the symbol of the surgeon or the medical field. You know, like, people have no idea what that is for. But that is the symbol of Hermes, Trismegistus, or Mercury, or the god of communication, messenger of the gods that goes up and down from Zeus to Hades untouched. He's the messenger. It's the quick. It's the lightning speed. It's the shoes with the wings on it. It's the runner. It's agility. It's light weight. Once you become filled with light, that means you have the knowledge. What is knowledge a symbol of? The lamp. How can a lamp stay burning? It's because of the oil within it. If that oil is lost, then you shall have no lamp, because it's drained and empty. So you must stay filled with oil within you and be a lamp. It is what it is. This whole world is dark, and it's on demand. It's demanding men with the light in their eyes, because in the Bible it says, be single-eyed. Be thy eye be single, and the eye shall be filled with light. It takes 30 to 45 days for a semen to mature. And then what happens is that, like, how do you destroy a nation without having to cause war? Just normalize obscenity and nudity and losing the sexual discipline within its people, and you shall watch the whole world crumble down. Hence the billboards bombarded with all this, like, provocative pictures and pornography and all these things. Once these things are legalized or like normalized, watch the whole man be weak, and the pillars of the environment of the whole tribe shall crumble down. This is why people aren't thinking right. That's why there's wars. That's why there's gang fights and all this crimes. It's because there's no more unity. How can you have unity within a community if every individual isn't even whole within themselves? You have to be whole. You have to be intact. You have to have no crack. All sealed up. No cracks in it. You understand? Noah's Ark. You have a crack, you will sink. You will have leaks upon your roof. Do you understand? You cannot be a shelter if your foundations are weak. You must be a bedrock for the church to be stood up. That means you're able to stand on your own feet because your ground is unshakable. Do you understand? So, what happened to the Mike Tysons and the Muhammad Alis and all these masters that have ascended, like the Jesus Christs and the Buddha that practice semen retention? None of these people exist anymore. People have no idea that they're destroying themselves. That's why households are destroyed, is because the fathers have no discipline. The brothers, they're supposed to be the protectors. Within themselves, they can't even protect themselves. How can they protect others? It's a spiritual warfare out there. The warfare that we live in, all this depression, is spiritual. Soul. The draining of the life force. The seed. It takes 30 to 45 days for semen to mature. When you're spewing your seed pointlessly into a sock or into a blanket or into a recreational sex with a, because it's a sacred exchange of energy, do you really want to give it to somebody else, your life force? Having your riches and all this money that you have, wealth, instead of it having it inside your household, your temple, your body, it's in somebody's household. Somebody else is benefiting with your life force, or it's wasted. Do you understand? Because your life force is your source of knowledge, wisdom, guidance. It's the only way for you to get to the top, not just physically and throughout your career, but also to the top, to the Most High. So, it takes 30 to 45 days for a semen to fully mature. Some people out there are spewing it out into pixelated pictures, videos. They're not even real humans. And what happens is that once you spew, imagine people that are addicted to pornography for for decades and decades and 12 years and doing it every single day. You're on negative, son. Negative every day. And then you don't realize, and why do you think that you haven't accomplished anything? It's because you have no life force. Why can't you stand up for yourself? Because you have no life force. Why are you so submissive into the slavery of life? Because you have no life force to stand on your own ground. Because your knees are weak. Semen retention makes you glow. Semen retention is the Holy Spirit. Semen retention is Christ within yourself. Forgive yourself from all the sins that you've got. Because we are the gods of this planet. We are blessed with the sense of right and wrong. Because God created humans within His image. That means we have the knowledge of right and wrong just like Him. Every human, man or woman, we both have X chromosomes and Y chromosomes. That means every man has a part woman in them, and every woman has a part man in them. So basically we're all one. There's genders. You have the genitals. But energetically, we are twins. So having women with the masculine features and some men that understands the divine feminine, and then once you fuse that together, you become androgynous. Androgynous means that, you know, like the men that have like feminine features, and then women with masculine features. And then when you mix that together, you have this beautiful wave of energy. It goes like this, and now you have two waves that are in sync together. What happens is that you create a stronger, thicker wave, you know? So that little tiny ripple just becomes a wave, a tidal wave to some. Or as time goes by, it becomes a snowball effect. Because as time goes by, as it rolls down the hill, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. As it accumulates and accumulates, accumulates and accumulates, it's because you're not wasting and wasting and wasting. What happens is that you're expanding. Expansion of the consciousness, expansion of the health, expansion of your bank account. It's expansion all over the place. It's something that you cannot buy with money. God, or whatever you want to call it. I call it semen retention. There you have it. Like, comment, subscribe, share this video, do whatever the fuck you want. Party on. Peace.